Good morning, everybody. I'm here with the amazing psychic Liz Cross. How are you doing today?
We're thawing out. How are you?
Yeah, I'm rained out actually, which is unusual for where I am. It's usually sunny all the time. So we got a good rain. I got some karmic debt back from all the sun that I got. All right, so we're gonna do listener request health probe here. So we're gonna get through as many as we can. If we don't get through everything, and then we'll get to it eventually on another video. So let's start off with raw milk. So Liz was just sharing with us that she does not prefer raw milk.
I don't like the
Uh,
smell. Mm-mm.
I've had raw milk many times. It's actually illegal where I'm from in Canada, so I had to get it, through other means, the black market, which is not as bad as you think it is. It's just a farmer that you just privately go and buy some raw milk from. But yeah, I enjoyed it personally. I mean, I'm not someone that drinks milk, so like I don't need it in my life really, but it's cool. I like it if it's there.
Okay, but tell me this. Why do Canadians put milk in bags?
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't
Like,
like it.
I totally do not understand that.
It's
That
terrible.
is so bizarre. I'm trying to pour this thing. It's having to be put in like some sort of container propped up in the bag. I don't get it. What
It
is that?
must have been the the plastic container company mafia. They want you to, buy the container so that you have to have the plastic milk. I don't know. It's
Oh.
something weird. I have no idea. I just grew up with it being normal. Like it was in a plastic bag when I was born and it still is. So until I traveled to other places in the world, I didn't know that milk comes in anything other than a plastic bag, I guess. Okay. So raw milk. Let's bring in my our sorry, not my our, resident health expert May Wen Ho. As usual, we're so glad that she's here with us.
Mm-hmm.
And let's ask her about raw milk. What does she think of raw milk? Is this superior to pasteurized milk?
Ooh, what do you think of raw milk? Is it superior to pasteurized milk? No, pasteurized is best.
Really?
Oh, yes, I'm surprised she said that. Why? It has to do with it has to do with bacteria.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of devil's advocate here. So that's the bacteria part of things is supposedly the benefit, because when you have raw milk, it has all the live enzymes that can digest, the milk itself. And for instance, we could just look at that first. So pasteurized milk no longer has the enzymes to digest the milk, and it's claimed that a lot of people that are lactose intolerant, for instance, but they can't actually tolerate raw milk because it has the enzyme in it to break it down internally when you drink it. So what does she think about the live enzymes in the raw milk? Is that not beneficial?
Okay, live enzymes in the milk beneficial. I mean, they can be sometimes. I mean, if there was a way to isolate some of those enzymes and pasteurize other parts of the milk and then
Hmm.
combine it all together, that would be the most optimum way. But there's too much room for danger, she says. It can make people very sick.
So yeah, that's a good point. So the reason that people would say that raw milk is not a good idea is because it can spoil, right? And we can have bacteria that would be harmful to us, that breeds inside that milk. But in the scenario where we don't have conditions where the bad bacteria can breed, is raw milk then superior to pasteurized milk if it has the correct bacteria that's helpful to us?
And if it has the correct bacteria that's helpful to us, is it then superior? She says no.
Interesting. Okay. And then how about she's also saying the bacteria is a problem. So we have gut bacteria in our guts that is beneficial. And a lot of people have had that gut bacteria destroyed by
Mm-hmm.
pesticides and all that stuff. So a lot of people will take raw milk because they think that it's replenishing the gut bacteria that they're missing. So is this not helpful? to take in bacteria from raw milk that's not spoiled, to help build the gut bacteria back up.
Helpful to help build it. Now, if you're using it for that purpose and that purpose alone, yes, that
Yeah.
is helpful.
Okay.
But there's too many dangers associated with raw milk.
Right. Okay. So using it as a medicine that's not, it's not your complete lifestyle. Like I drink raw milk and only raw milk, but I'm using it for a specific period of time for a specific purpose, and it's good quality, then it can have benefits. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Is that what
Uh,
it sounds? Yes, yes, it is. But she says, you know, I'm saying, are we supposed to be drinking cow's milk? No, we're not
yeah,
really supposed to be drinking this stuff.
yeah, that's the argument, is that we shouldn't be drinking cow's milk in the first place. So, I mean, the cultures that did, they developed an enzyme to break down milk, and the cultures that didn't have that in their culture, they don't. So, for instance, and I may get this wrong, so I apologize, but I believe in India that enzyme is not as present as it is from people that are, coming from European ancestry. And the history is, more or less that we used cow's milk and cheese to get through harsh winters. Like when things weren't growing, we would always have a source of, of food, of protein and everything else, to get us through those kind of harsh winters. So we developed an enzyme to break down the milk in those cultures. So can we ask specifically for, Europeans that had that culture, like for instance, if you're from Germany or Switzerland or something like that, that would be an obvious place where I think everybody has that gene to break it down. For them specifically, that those cultures, is it a healthy thing more so than other people to ingest the raw milk?
Is it healthier for some cultures to ingest the raw milk than others? Yes, it is. But she's saying even with Germany and with Switzerland and those types of places, the ability to digest this raw milk is virtually non-existent
Mm.
now.
So yeah, we've lost the ability
Mm-hmm.
that we once had. Okay, that makes sense to me. So, okay, very interesting. All right. I don't know where to go from here on this one.
Well,
Uh,
let's ask her about this. I mean, what about things like almond milk, cashew milk, oat milk, plant-based milk? That she says that's excellent for us.
so can we ask her about almond milk specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Because I hear people might have troubles with almond milk because it has um something in it that's what's it called? Oh my God, is it oxalate? No, I don't think it's oxalates. What does she feel about almond milk compared to the rest of the ones that you mentioned? Is it better? Is it worse?
How do you feel about almond milk compared to the other one? Almond milk is great.
Okay, so there's no problems in consuming a lot of it.
Is there any problems in consuming a lot of it? No, you just want to make sure that where you're getting the almonds from is a good source, right?
Yeah, because a lot like almonds are definitely sprayed with pesticides. So is that an issue?
It can be, yes.
Yeah.
What about the pre-packaged almond milk? Yeah, that stuff's no good. You got to make your own almond milk. Do you know how to do
Mm.
that? I've actually made it a few times. It's very good.
I have never actually done almond milk before. What I'm
Oh my
doing,
God, it's so easy. All you do is you soak your almonds overnight, and then you blend them up in a blender in the
Mhm.
water that you soak them in. You just blend it up as fine as you can. And I always put a bit of vanilla in there and put like
Mm.
a date in there.
Oh
And
yeah.
then you just pour it into like a cheesecloth, right? You're straining it through a cheesecloth, you're squeezing it out. It's wonderful. It's delicious.
What about the ones that I thought, well, that we use here just because, well, we're where we are, but also I think I would have assumed it's better is coconut milk.
Oh, what about coconut milk? That's another good choice. Yes.
I would think that there's less pesticide contamination on the coconuts, but I could be wrong.
Is there less pesticide contamination on the coconut? It's about the same.
Yeah, really interesting. Okay. And obviously the coconuts I don't think would be sprayed directly. Is that because of the water that the tree is using to create the coconut?
And that's what they are sprayed. So most of that stuff comes from large coconut farms
Farm, yeah, the farms. Yeah, if you're getting it from a
and they
farm.
spray the leaves.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. I gotta look into that. Okay, what about, so let's do the scale of 1 to 10 on some ones we can think of. So almond milk on a scale of 1 to 10 compared to the others. What does it score overall for May Wan Ho?
Scale of 1 to 10. Almond milk. What does it score? It scores about a 7.
What about coconut milk?
What about coconut? Coconut's about an 8.
And what about hemp milk?
What about hemp milk? Hemp milk is about an 8 as well.
Okay, would you say cashew milk?
Cashew milk. Cashew milk's a 5.
Now is that because the cashew plant is poisonous?
Oh, is that because the cashew plant is poisonous? It's very toxic. Yes. I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, so apparently in like Asia where they harvest them, if they're not doing it in the correct conditions, the people that are harvesting it can get sick from touching the plant too much. And so you actually eat this tiny little nut in this I guess it's a flower. Um, and it's crazy how much work it takes to get one cashew. Yeah, so it actually grows here also, and I've seen it. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I've been told that the plant is toxic.
I
So
did not know that.
yeah. So okay, well there's that. What else what other kind of milks are there out there? Blank block. Do you remember any other ones? Cashew, we got almond. Macadamia? How about macadamia nut milk?
About macadamia. Is that I mean, that's okay. That's about a 6.
Okay, and the one that I avoid all the time, and I'm biased here, is soy. Soy milk. What does
Okay,
she think about that?
what's rating do you give soy? It's about a 5.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I definitely avoid that for sure, 100%. And the big reason why is because it's one of the biggest genetically modified crops in the world. So it's going to be sprayed to hell with pesticides. And if you're buying it from a store, it's probably genetically modified, unless you're growing it yourself, unfortunately. So there's that. Um, okay. So that sounds good.
What
Unless there's
about oat milk? What
oh,
oat
that's
milk,
right.
is
Oat
that
milk.
any good? Oat milk, what does that score? That scores about a 6.
Okay. All right. Off the top of my head, I think those are the major ones. All right. Well, we've got that information for people. You can do with it what you will. Let's move on to the next topic. Actually, you know what we should do is we should uh we've got 4 or 5 different things here. So let's make a part 2. And
Okay.
for our members, if you want to come over and see all the rest of the listener requests for health and wellness, we've got an EMF blocking device, which somebody requested. We're going to do kratom and some nootropics, some brain boosting supplements. So if you want to find out about all that, you need to become a member with us. Go to Remote Viewing and Beyond on Patreon. So it's Patreon/Remote Viewing and Beyond. And you can sign up and support us. It's only a few dollars a month, and you'll get access to all the other videos that we offer behind the scenes, which is a ton of information. You'll get access to our Discord where you can ask questions for the presenters there, like Mr. Shakespeare, myself, Mr. Reality, and others. And it's just a great community that we're building there. So we're glad to have you there. So please, if you want to see the rest of this video, come support us. And we hope to see you on the other side.
Yes, absolutely. It's not a lot of money. I try to keep it as cheap as possible for everyone to have benefits there. So great. Thank you so much. I can't wait for part 2.
Sounds good.